You see here, when he pours the beer into the glass, you really see that he's taking the right approach. He's doing it, he's cracking that can gently, and then he tips that glass while he pours that sweet nectar into it. Let's see what he's got up his sleeve on this next play. I bet you it's probably an interception because he's from Green Bay, Wisconsin. And of course, we like to talk a lot of shit about that team. We're a bunch of douchebags who like to talk about sports, and we got our heads beat in as we were growing up and playing in the NFL. But now I just look like a beaten caveman.
Well, you know, Drew, I can't. I got to agree with you on everything you just said. And the angle, the pour, the beating in of the head. I mean, you just got everything right. I can't wait to see what's coming next. So let's cue that intro and get into it.
You're about to hear the greatest show of your life.
Dude.
Dudes with brews on a porch with Rob and Drew.
Good job. I think that's the most involved you've been in an intro.
Yeah, I know, right?
I'm very proud of you. Very proud of you. Previewing the big game. I think legally, like on the radio and stuff, you cannot say the word Super Bowl.
So did we just mess up?
Maybe.
Okay.
We're
talking about this great bowl, though.
Yeah, it's super in size.
I mean, yeah, it's a super bowl.
It is a super one. It's a good one. We're going to be talking about that a little bit. But first, the beer. Another delicious beer from Wisconsin, from one of my favorite places, Three Sheeps Brewing in Sheboygan.
I just want to say this one's going to be released before the last one. So saying
right.
Another great beer from Wisconsin
well,
oh yeah, you're right. Okay, I was thinking because we just
don't ruin the magic.
All right, sorry.
Oh, Three Sheeps were drinking Untethered. It is a double dry hopped IPA with Incognito Citra and dry hopped with Trident and Citra hops. It is 8.6 on the ABVs, 0 on the IBUs. But I don't know about.
Is it an actual 0 or is it just no IBU?
Says zeros.
All right,
says 0.
You know, at Brewfest, I asked quite a few people about the IBUs, and they all said the same, similar things, which is IBUs are so useless because they really don't measure anything because a 20 on the IBUs might actually be more bitter than
100.
than an 100. Yeah. You need sour units and sweet units, those kind of things they say.
Okay. Well, that's good.
Anyway, just a little little tidbits I picked up at the Brewfest.
Now, when you smell this beer, it smells good and it looks good. It's just got that classic beer look. It's golden. It's got a little bit of foam on the top, and it's
a little dark,
a little darker, medium.
But I like that.
Yeah.
It has a good smell to it.
IPAs usually do have good smell to them. Not too bitter.
It's got a lot of flavor.
It's good stuff.
It's got a lot of flavor. I don't know what the flavor is off the top of my head.
But it's good.
It's a little fruity, maybe? Is this fruity?
It's got the Citra hops on it. It's supposed to give a little Citra kick to it. So, yeah, Rob, you went to the local Brewfest here last weekend. I couldn't make it. I was offered a ticket by our friend Noah. He offered a ticket.
Yeah, it was his birthday, and he gave me a ticket. And
I could have gotten in for free anyways, but
yeah, I know you.
I'm a big deal. But
you're known.
Yeah, so I'm
in the know.
known.
No, Drew.
But I didn't go. I had other things going on.
He picked his family.
Yeah, I picked my family. You're right, I did. But you called me, which I appreciated. So give us the rundown of what happened. Hold on, my dog's trying to hump the other dog. Phil, hey, get it out. All right, two lovers.
Yes.
All right, Brewfest.
We only made it maybe a quarter of the way through. Maybe a little bit more, maybe a third of the way. I don't know. The first 3 beers I drank, 11%.
Oh, you're talking about like when you
through the booth.
Gotcha.
We got sucked into some. I took the cards out of my pocket before I came here, which makes no sense. Why would I not leave the cards in my pocket?
That's all right.
I do remember one beer that was very good, Yumtown.
Young Blood?
Yum Town.
Yum Town?
Yum Town.
Sounds like a Chinese restaurant.
Well, it was that would be good too, but this was it was delicious beer. But we were the first 3 beers I started with were 11%.
Wow.
I got drunk quite quickly.
Did they do how? Well, they didn't do full pours, like so. It was
No,
like what,
no, but
3-4 ounces.
It was like what we got in that, like a little bit less than what we got in our glasses.
Well, that's pretty good
then. But for some reason, taking shots of this is previewing our next episode. Back in the day when we were kids, me and my brother and a friend of ours would take shots of Pepsi. And I swear, taking those small like gulps of things, it affects you more. Our buddy always, whenever we would take shots of Pepsi, he would always end up throwing up. It was like he was getting drunk on Pepsi.
Yeah.
I think he was just drunk on flavor, but that's for another time.
Or sick of flatness.
No, that's a discussion for another time. But no, there were some really good beers. I really wish I had that card.
Good.
So I just remind me next time we'll do a shout out or we'll get one of those beers from a place down in Madison, I think.
Young Blood was probably there. They're from Madison.
Do they do like fruit beers and such?
Maybe, yeah.
Because there was this place like they did an orange mango type beer, a raspberry, and then another one. But they were like, oh, these are really good if you mix just a little bit of this beer with this, and it was delicious. That's cool. It was so good. It was like you get a little mix pack and then you mix them together. It's it's like a cocktail party with beers.
So you had fun.
I had a great time.
There was music.
There was good, and the band was good.
Yeah, D Willie, they're good.
Yeah, Joe Schaefer was doing the sound.
Yep.
Shout out to him. He did a good job.
Okay.
We played a little bag toss there. Had a pulled pork sandwich.
Yeah, you enjoyed it. You had a good time.
I had a great time. I had a good time.
Yeah,
I had a good time when you and I went.
Yeah.
Somehow when we went, I ended up with your glass. Noah ended up with my glass this time. So
well, that's how it goes.
Yeah.
The one thing you didn't do is sneak out with a bunch of beers in your pocket.
No, that did not happen.
That's strictly.
Probably could have though. Me and no.
Did you pump the podcast at all?
Yeah, I was wearing this sweatshirt.
Yes.
There was a chick there that I was talking to about you and
about me.
Yeah, we were talking about the podcast. She remembered all of a sudden she goes, "Oh, Drew something." I was drunk at this point, and I was like, "How do you know Drew?" And she was like, "You just said his name when you told me that you do a beer podcast."
Oh, did she know like who I was though?
No.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That's fine. But good time though.
But she remembered your name.
That's important, I guess.
She didn't remember mine. She thought I was Noah and Noah was me.
Okay.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Which, what a world that would be.
I guess so.
But no, it was a good time. It was a great time. I had a lot of fun. I always have fun when I hang out with you and when I hang out with Noah. Brewfest is just a
Yeah.
It's just part of it's a variable in the equation, but the it always equals fun.
Hopefully I can go next year. We'll see what happens, but
I doubt I'll be here, but I'll try.
Yeah, that's right. You're leaving, which is a bummer because you're really the only friend that reaches out to me and actually hangs out with me. Unless I reach out to my other friends, they don't reach out to me.
I should reach out to you more. I just sent Dree that thing about the order of the prize finders.
Yeah.
And I should have sent it to you because I think you would have gotten more of a kick out of it than he did.
Oh, well, you can always send it to me.
I will.
Okay. Rob, so other things that you've let's preview this thing tomorrow. So the big game is happening, the Super Bowl. Roger Goodell, that you can come at me if you really want to, which is really stupid to trademark the word Super Bowl. Well, it's not stupid to trademark it, but to not be able to say it is just
this is America and we have freedom of speech.
That's right. But we got the Cincinnati Bengals against the Los Angeles Rams. They're playing at home, second year in a row where one of the teams playing in the Super Bowl is the home.
Scripted.
No, it's not.
Sorry.
No, it's
not. I got something in my throat.
You really think so?
I'm starting to think about basketball. I'm starting to think that about football. I'm starting to think
basketball.
Yeah, there's things that happen in these leagues that just don't make sense to me. And this year in football, if you watch football, you kept hearing, because there was this thing where like the NFL numbers were dropping off. People were not watching football the way that they once were.
Mm-hmm.
And then this year, like, so they made it like they were doing things to try and like I don't know, even things out, or I don't know what they were doing, but you kept all of a sudden this year, at the beginning of the year, they started talking about like how anybody on any given day, and like every week you would hear like, oh, this was an upset win by this team. That's why you got to watch football, because on any given Sunday, the team that you think should win might not win, and it's like
that's how it goes though.
And apparently they're gonna win based off of a ref call. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Ref call.
Yeah, it's like the Tuck rule. Back in it's like that was a fumble. Sorry, saying it.
Well, Tom Brady's not in the Super Bowl this year.
Yeah, not this year.
Well, he retired, which is sad. You think he'll be back?
I think he'll be back.
Really? 44 years old. You think he'll be back?
Yeah.
I don't think he'll be back. I think he's hanging it up.
He's going to go to the spring league.
Yeah?
Yeah, the USFL is coming back.
Really?
Yeah, you didn't see these commercials?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, USFL is coming back.
Well, I thought XFL was coming back.
No, it's USFL is definitely making a comeback.
Okay. That'd be cool.
Spring league.
I want like Milwaukee to get a football team.
That'd be cool.
I would like if they were in the spring league.
What would they be
definitely watch
called?
it.
What would the Milwaukee spring league team be called?
I don't know what it would be, but it'd be cool. It'd be fun to do.
The Loggers.
The Loggers. That'd be cool actually. But all right. So we got Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals. This is Joe Burrow's second year quarterback. Looking good. Looks like Macaulay Culkin. And then you got Matt Stafford, who's
veteran
pro, has been on the Detroit Lions forever. He had Megatron. They made it through the playoffs a couple of times. They just never could get it done. Of course, the Lions were horrible this year. Trade for trade, Jared Goff for Matt Stafford. Both teams agreed. Obviously, the Rams got the better end of the deal.
Yeah, absolutely, they did.
They're in it. They're playing at home.
The Rams have made moves to say we want a Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're playing at SoFi Stadium tomorrow. It's Dr. Dre's going to be performing. Eminem's going to be performing. Snoop Dogg's going to be performing. Snoop Dogg just bought Death Row Records. He is the owner of it now. He's taking it back. What a time to be alive. I'm excited about it. I would be more excited if the Packers were in it, but I still love football very much, and I like watching the games. The playoff games this year have been probably some of the best games you'll ever see in your life.
That's what I'm talking about, though. What I was talking about before is what you just said. Like, all of a sudden, every game's an upset.
It was fun, though.
Yeah, it is fun.
Really, I mean,
but guess what? You know what else is fun? Or was fun? Three's Company was fun.
No,
also scripted.
No. The Bills and Chiefs, like, both teams were at the same level. And it just came down to, like,
no, there was some
not
good
a coin flip this time.
There were some good matchups, but it's like, I don't know.
And, I mean, you can't script the Packers losing again. Like,
yeah, you can script that. Because you know what the script, you know what the script is? Rodgers goes to San Francisco, the only team he can't beat, and then beats the and then the Packers beat the 49ers. That's the script.
I'd be okay with that.
I'd be okay with that too. I say get him out of here.
You want to get rid of Rodgers?
I'm ready for a bad team for a while.
I'm not.
I've said this. I'm not. I've been very consistent on this.
No. I want Aaron Rodgers. He just won his 4th MVP, and
you guess what? It means nothing.
You listen to the speech though. Sounds like a farewell speech to the Packers.
Yeah, well,
it really does.
That's because he's good at giving bad information.
Immunized.
And I won't say bad information. I will say he's good at twisting words. In which case,
wordsmith.
It's like he hasn't made a decision yet. But we will. I'm going to. No, I'm not a wordsmith. That's what comes out of my mouth when I try and do it.
I have 2 Aaron Rodgers jerseys. Should I get something new?
I think. Do you have that jersey insurance?
Huh?
Where you can trade your jerseys in if your team. If your guy changes teams,
is that a real thing?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You're full of shit.
No, it's not. It absolutely is a real thing.
It's not a real thing. Phil, get out.
It absolutely is.
Goddamn dog.
It absolutely is. If you, it's either through like some bank card if you use a certain bank or something, but it's got to be through like NFLjerseys.com.
But that's stupid.
But it's like, yeah, it's legitimately
you don't want to
like
just erase their history with the team.
But if it's the commercials are like
commercials, Rob. Commercials.
I know, but I'm just saying this has happened. If a player comes to a team and then gets traded halfway through the season or at the end of the year, and you've bought that person's jersey, if within a year of buying the jersey, you can trade it in for the next guy's jersey.
I've had these for a while, but anyway, let's focus on the big game.
Yeah. So who's your pick first off?
Rams.
That's who you want to win.
I think so.
And then who do you think is going to win?
The Rams.
Okay. So you think the Rams have the better team all around?
I think the Rams are playing at home. There's going to be a lot of Los Angeles fans there. There's going to be, it's just the odds are in their favor, but that could lead, if it's scripted, to the big upset. But last year, Tom Brady won at home in Tampa. You know what I mean? So it's the only reason I want to see the Rams win is because I want to see Matthew Stafford get at least one Super Bowl. His body is beat. Like he has been,
but he's playing the best football of his life this year.
He is, but you know what I mean? Like doesn't he have like pretty bad back problems?
I don't know. I think he's got
some. I think he's got some like really bad problems with his body. And how long can he hold up? He's been in it for a while. Joe Burrow has a long career ahead of him. He's very good. He has an opportunity to get to the Super Bowl again. And I just think I would prefer to see Matt Stafford take it. The Rams, they were in the Super Bowl not that long ago. Cincinnati hasn't been in the Super Bowl
since '88, I think.
Yeah. So
this is the thing. That's where I fall on the fence. I'm not rooting for a team as much as I'm rooting for a city. I'm moving to LA, but I'm rooting for Cincinnati.
Yeah.
Because you know what? I think everything that happened that needed to happen for Cincinnati to get to the Super Bowl happened.
Mm-hmm.
But that can't just happen every year unless there's a reason. Whereas I feel like the LA Rams, they could get back there just as easy next year.
Yeah.
They've got a great team set up and all that.
Packers beat the Rams the regular season.
But I'm not saying that they can't lose. I'm just saying they have. I think they have the better team, but I think Cincinnati is playing. It's like playing with strategy versus heart. Like sometimes heart wins out.
Yeah.
And I'm rooting for the city of Cincinnati to get a Super Bowl, which they need. You know, it's like what the Cincinnati Bengals did with their like playoff game balls. They went out to bars throughout Cincinnati and gave away all the game balls to like bars.
That's awesome.
Throughout. And I was like, that's this city has been rooting for this team that has gotten them nowhere for 3 decades. Mm-hmm. That's a long time. So it's like it has nothing to do with the quarterbacks to me. If it was down to the quarterbacks, I would be rooting for LA all the way because Stafford probably deserves a Super Bowl. He got here. He's been played with a bad franchise.
Really bad
but
franchise.
It's like he's finally set up in a position where he can get a Super Bowl. If I was talking just on quarterbacks alone, I'm going with LA. But just for the history of the city of Cincinnati, I want Cincinnati to win.
I'm really excited about the halftime show because I like Dr. Dre. You listen to the album 2001, so good. The Chronic, legendary. Eminem's gonna be there. So you got 2 things from Detroit in the Super Bowl, but it's not Detroit. You got Eminem and you got Matt Stafford. That's the closest that they'll ever have.
There's something about this though that like we're getting to this point, which is interesting to me, where it's like when the Rolling Stones
suck.
pick any band from back then, right?
Yeah,
that continues to tour.
Yeah.
And they're singing about all these things, but they're old men. And now it's like you've got Dre and Snoop and Eminem, and they're gonna be up there.
They're all loaded.
They're gonna be rapping about coming from the streets. They own city blocks in major cities. Like it just
But they came up. They did the American dream.
I
dude.
get that, but it's just they're all it's weird. We live in a weird time where we get to see. We got to see the beginning, and we get to see the point where it's like, oh,
the peak.
Oh,
that's cute.
That chain's got too many diamonds on it for him to be talking about.
Soft.
I'm not discounting the fact that their rhymes are sick, their beats are dope, and
Snoop Dogg just dropped a new record.
Tupac.
Snoop Dogg.
Oh, I thought you said Tupac.
Oh, Tupac.
I was like, I'd believe that too, but
what if that's the game where all of a sudden here comes Tupac and he's like, he wasn't dead.
He'll be
then he's going
he'll
to
be
prison.
he'll be like a 20-foot tall hologram, and that's
probably.
just gonna be. I'm sure Tupac was great, but there's a lot of people I like better.
Dr. Dre I like better.
Yeah, I liked anybody
Jay-Z.
on NWA that
Eazy-E, Ice Cube.
Wu-Tang Clan.
I love Wu-Tang.
Yeah,
Bring the motherfucking ruckus. Such a good song. If this is how I want the halftime show to start, and this really isn't sports related, but I want it to go dark. Okay, it's black, and all of a sudden you just hear the intro music to "Ain't Nothing But a G Thing," and then just fucking Snoop Dogg comes out, and then there's Dr. Dre, and everyone's like, "Holy shit!" And then my dad is just like, what is this noise? What is this? I got to turn it off because I can't relate.
Yeah, well, there'll be people like, they're bringing rap into the Super Bowl now. I'm
have.
not even going to watch it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've heard people say that about things, but it's like, can't we get back to the good old? It's like, what do you want, Elvis Presley? Get out of here, boomer.
I would like some more bands to be present. I think the Red Hot Chili Peppers deserve.
Red Hot Chili Peppers should be.
They were in it for a second with Bruno Mars, of all people. They weren't even plugged in. They were mouth syncing.
Honestly,
lip syncing.
Blink-182 should be.
That'd be fucking awesome, dude. You're right.
They're a hype band that would be. I think they'd be a good halftime show.
But they have to bring Tom DeLonge back.
Yeah.
But I love Matt Skiba very much. Matt Skiba in Oakland Trio. He replaced Tom DeLonge, and I think Blink-182 stuff since then is amazing. But
I don't know any of their new stuff, but I'm just based on what I they earned their place in music history for the time that they came out.
Or Rage Against the Machine.
Yeah. Rage Against the Machine would be an interesting. That would be great. But it'd be interesting.
You know what I found odd about Rage Against the Machine is on their Facebook they have a shirt that's really cool. It's a long sleeve shirt. It's $100. And I was like, well, what machine are we raging against right now?
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, when you said that, I was like, the first thing that jumps to mind is they used a machine to post.
But that it's $100. Like you're raging against this machine that makes the rich richer.
He has to pay off his old tax debt, dude, or pay his parents back.
Yeah. I just was
like, I just
it's
heard,
ironic.
I just learned a little bit more about that story that I didn't know, and it was like, oh, that's what happened.
What happened?
I kind of like he just didn't pay taxes.
Who?
The singer, the lead
Zach
singer.
De La Rocha?
Yeah, let's say.
Yeah.
But it was like, and his mom, he ended up living with his mom, and like they took a lot of his money, and she helped. But there was like, I don't know the full story. I just heard a little like tidbit of it where I was like, oh, that's really interesting to me.
Well,
and
he was raging against the machine. He wasn't paying his taxes.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing. Like he had and.
Practice what he preached.
I'm all for that.
Yeah.
But it's like he was trying to, because everybody's like, oh, he had a generation in his hand and he did nothing with it, and it's like, well, he probably he avoided going to prison.
Yeah.
House arrest with his ma, and she bailed him out. Like,
yeah.
That might wean down your rage against the machine. You probably still have the rage, but it's better placed elsewhere.
Else.
Yeah.
So. What do you think your score is going to be? What do you think the score is going to be? You're picking the Bengals to win it.
I'm going to pick the Bengals to win it, and it's going to be. I'm going to say it's going to be 24-28.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah.
I hope it comes down to a field goal kick. Just like everything else.
Honestly, the field goal kick to me when it comes down to that's like. I would never, ever, ever, ever. I would rather be a quarterback going on 4th and 10 or 4th and 10 yards to goal, with the game on the line, than the field goal kicker going 35 yards.
Nowadays, yeah, especially when Mason Crosby's your kicker. Well, it's more the height, the long snapper, and all that shit. Yeah. We get it.
We don't. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say, but he's a great kicker. Was a great kicker. He's outstayed his legs.
Oh yeah.
Ability.
He's worn out his welcome, I guess.
Yeah,
I like Mason Crosby. He's a good
I like
guy,
him
but
too.
he
Yeah,
needs
it's
to-
like, but it's like at any point when that's the way sports work. That's if you could no longer read from a book, like they wouldn't want you teach people how to read.
good thing I teach math.
Yeah, because you can't do that anyway. We've heard you try and read on this podcast.
Just so you know, the other day I was asked. They're giving me the option.
You doing slam poetry now?
They asked me if I wanted to teach English next year.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Don't do it.
Okay.
Well, I mean, English teachers can be very inspirational, just not when they're teaching English.
Yeah.
Everything they do between their lessons can be very inspirational and shape the worlds of young people, but never the things that are in their lesson plans will ever do that. Like,
okay, fair enough.
Verb, grammatical
participles.
Yeah. What are you talking about? I
Participles.
speak it. I don't need you to.
Yeah.
Guess what? We live in text message days. TBH is to be honest.
Right.
Get over it, English
enough.
class.
Okay. You're right. We'll see what happens. But I'd like to think I'll stick with your score, but I'll just go the other way.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a good one. Good option.
All right.
Looking forward to it.
So neither of us think it's going to be a blowout.
I hope not. I hope it's a fair fight. Like, that'd be great if it went into overtime.
Yeah, it would be.
Came down to a coin flip. That's the big controversy this year is the coin flip. So what if it comes down to the coin flip once again, and the team that won it wins the game?
Yeah.
People are going to be mad. People are going to revolt. People are going to, be at Roger Goodell's throat.
Yeah. LA is known for rioting, so I mean, like, if the Bengals win the coin flip in overtime, I'm gonna be glad
Storm
I
the
waited.
field.
I'm gonna be glad I waited to get down there.
Storm the field.
Yeah. Although I heard, some analysts talking about how, like, in LA, there's such a different, like, a diverse fan base.
Well, because they have multiple teams.
Well, it's not even about that. Like, it's so many people flock to LA from
Sure.
other places.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
That there's like, and there's a lot of people out there that are anti-Rams for some reason.
Chargers.
It's not even that they're pro-Chargers necessarily, but it's just they're anti-Rams. So it's like there might not be that much of a home fan base.
Maybe
Because Midwestern people might flock towards the Midwestern team of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of Midwesterners out there.
Yeah. The Super Bowl will never be in Green Bay, Wisconsin.
Never. I talked to my dad about this, where it's like it's just not going to happen ever.
No, it won't, because they can't support.
Yeah, we don't have the field size or the
We have
stadium
the field size. We have the stadium size.
You think we do?
Yeah.
How many do we fit? I thought we had a small
More
stadium.
than Dallas.
And Dallas has had it?
They fit more than Dallas's field can. The problem is there's not enough hotels. There's not enough additional things to support that influx of people. The population. You need an additional.
There will be.
You need
soon.
an additional 40,000 like hotel rooms.
Yeah.
To house it. I know this because I went on a Packer tour.
I
and
see.
that's what they said. So.
But you don't see the it's like there's not a lot of open arenas like that. Like, when was the last Super Bowl? Is there ever been a Super Bowl outside in the north in the cold?
Yeah.
When was that?
In New York, wasn't it? Or at the Giants Stadium?
Yeah, but doesn't that have a cover on it? Man, I'm an idiot. I don't remember this stuff. My dad remembers everything sports. I don't.
Yeah, it was. I think there was one in New York, and that was the big thing. Like, this is the first time in a while that it's been in a cold environment.
Place, yeah. Okay.
Which, obviously that doesn't matter because the fucking team from California beat the Packers in a snowstorm.
Yeah.
Which is stupid as shit. So yeah, that's our preview, I guess, on the Super Bowl. Wasn't really much of a preview.
No, I think we got a lot of good
Jamar
information.
Chase.
Yeah,
Jamar Chase versus
the other guy.
Who's the one? Who's
Ramsey?
Ramsey?
Ramsey, yeah.
Is that his last name?
Yeah, one of them.
Ramsey. What's his first name? Why can't I think of his first name?
Gordon? No, that's the chef.
No, there's some dude that's like Ram something or fuck. I don't know why I can't think of his name.
I don't. I've been listening to analysts talk about this crap all week.
Yeah.
There's so much sports news going on, and that's what they talk about all week. But it really comes down to Burrow being the next Tom Brady and Stafford, and whether or not
it's too early.
Whether or not he deserves a Super Bowl.
He does deserve a Super Bowl.
I don't know how you can make the argument against it, but there's some people that it's like you can take the argument or the stance any way on anything, even if you believe it or not.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if I decided Stafford didn't deserve a Super Bowl, I could come up with some reasons.
Sure.
But I don't know enough about his career. I just know that he's played long enough. He's played hard enough. His stats are pretty good.
Hard.
It's like he probably deserves a Super Bowl. But I'm rooting against him.
Okay, fair enough. So, Rob, there's another rivalry that's been formulating in the state of Wisconsin. In the world of rivals, Wisconsin really has some prime ones. Of course, the Packers versus the Vikings and the Packers versus the Bears. More Packers versus the Bears because they're both 100
To me,
years,
it's the Vikings.
but both 100-year teams.
You're right. It's a longer standing rivalry, the Packers and Bears. Yes.
100-year teams that have this that really like formulated the NFL, that really have this long history of what football is today. Can be attributed to the Chicago Bears and the Green Bay Packers. Of course, you have the Brewers versus the Chicago Cubs. That's a big rivalry. Even the Brewers versus the St. Louis not St. Louis Cardinals, the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah.
And you have that. You have the Bucks versus. Is there really a rivalry with the Bucks?
The Suns right now.
The Suns, of course, yeah.
But overall,
not really.
That's the weird thing. I think you get new rivals, all the time because it's like the Heat beat us a few years ago, then we beat them. That's a rivalry
Right.
still. It's not like it used to be.
Brooklyn a little bit, maybe.
Brooklyn, yeah. Can you
What?
talk for a sec without?
Yeah.
Or do you need me here?
Why, what do you?
Because I gotta go to the bathroom.
You gotta go to the bathroom
I
that
gotta
bad?
take a- I
Does it
gotta
hit you that fast?
It did. I gotta pee. I drank a lot of coffee.
Okay, we'll pause it. Back from the potty. Here we are. Back at it. And, like, you wanted me to just start talking like mid sentence, like when I was like prompting you with a thing to speak.
I
and
don't
you're
know
just
it was
like,
coming.
Hold on. Hold on.
Can you talk to yourself for the next 30 to 45 seconds? Well, I guess it would be a minute and a half.
While I hold my stomach, but say I have to pee.
I really did make like it's gonna be 20 minutes.
We were talking about rivalries, okay?
Yes.
So there's a lot of rivalries out there across all areas of sports. And now one has recently surfaced right here in our hometown, oddly enough. And Robert has formed this rivalry with a person on the Oculus system. What's the game called?
Beat Saber.
Beat Saber. So it's something that he's been talking about lately. Gets a little bit of exercise.
I gotta
And,
say, my guns.
Yeah, they've got.
You saw me with my shirt off.
I'll be erect.
It's looking good. It's looking good.
So you formed this rivalry, and you really have established a plan on how you want to tackle this. But to the point where you've written a song. Tell us a little bit more about it.
I just wrote a little comedic ditty about how this is bothering me too much because I'm getting my ass beat.
You get your ass beat.
Yeah,
So
right?
I didn't know that.
I'm like what's like. I'm the bad years, the bad Packer years,
Sure.
where we lost to the Bears a lot. Like right now,
I really didn't even realize you could play head to head on Beat Saber.
you can play with 5 people,
Five
to like
people?
against
Oh, wow.
4 people. Everybody wants to play these dumbass Camilla songs, which they can't even get through them.
Mm-hmm.
They put them on no fail and then they win with like a D. Because I just put my arms down. They're so fast. It's just like super techno. So when you find people that you want that play the same types of songs as you go, hey, you want to be my friend? So I started playing with this person. Never got into a party with them.
Yeah.
We got up to expert. I'm beating their scores, right? Beating their scores. Then they start playing expert plus. They're beating my ass. I can't even get through these songs. We party up. This is a 15-year-old girl from Great Britain
From Great Britain.
that beats my ass.
So she's got a sweet accent too.
Yeah, it's she laughs at me in a British accent every day.
She call you a twat.
No, she doesn't.
I wish
no.
she did.
That's,
you right twat? You suck at this game.
no, she.
It's funny. It's funny.
Yeah, she can't be bothered to beat me. She said that. I can't be bothered to beat you at this song.
Can't be.
I'll go. You want to play this one? Can't be bothered. I know I'm gonna beat you.
So she's just teasing you and saying like you won't even put up a fight against me
there's
with this song.
There's songs where I fail so badly that she fails because she's laughing at me so hard. And what's sad is I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm not bad at this game.
Does she know your 30s?
Yeah, well, that was the thing. Like, we finally partied up, and
Yeah.
then like, I feel bad, but like, she's got kind of a lower voice, so I thought it was just like a kid, like a
Yeah,
little, like
sure.
it's like and the accent is weird too. It's like it's not like
Right.
had she not had the accent, I probably would have noticed that it was a girl. But at
Right.
first, for the first time we partied up, I thought I was calling her dude and shit. Like I was like, "What's up, dude?"
Yeah.
But like, it just like it hurts so much more that it's that it's this 15-year-old kid that we partied up, and I don't even remember what it was, but like I was just like, well, I'm like in my 30s, so.
Yeah.
I can't play this fast. Like, my arms don't work this way. Like, you're going to grow up on VR probably.
This stuff, yeah.
And I didn't even say that because that's when they were like, oh, I'm 15. And that's when I was like, I don't know if I should be playing this game with,
It's nothing malicious. It's nothing with
okay,
ill
that's
intent.
but I agree.
You're playing a game.
I agree 100%.
And you don't pick who, it's just
That's the
how-
thing. We were never in a, we were playing together for a while before we even partied up.
Right.
But
I mean, you
there's
could be playing
this-
Fortnite and
but-
a 7-year-old's killing you. You have no idea.
And I've gone through that, but it's just there's this weird thing on the forums for Oculus. This is why I didn't
Sure.
necessarily want to talk about this, because it was like, at one point she was like, "Oh, me mom would probably be mad if she knew I was playing with you, like playing."
Oh, then I
with
would
it."
stop
And
playing.
I was like,
yeah.
"Well, if that's the case." But that's the thing. My obsession. This is where my obsession outdrives my rationale. I have to beat this person's high scores. I have
Yeah.
to do it, and I
Yeah.
know that I'm the adult here.
It's no
and,
different than like me playing with my kids on. a game.
and like I was like, well,
I guess it's kind of creepy in a sense, but you're not making it. You're not. You know what I mean?
I mean, no, not at all. It like
Right.
literally, like I've thought, like I did think, like after she said that, I was like, all right, well, what's the takeaway here?
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, well, obviously, like no real names, no place where I don't want to know where you
Right.
live. And I think I even said that. I was like, don't say anything. We're like, I'm here to play Beat Saber. I'm
Yeah.
here to beat your ass in Beat Saber.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to be nice about it when I
Right.
do. And I haven't been. When I crush her scores, because when I get through songs, I crush her.
So then you bully her.
And then
you bully a 15-year-old.
She
girl.
bullied me first. She deserves it.
Yeah. What does she say to you? I don't have.
It's
the
it's
time
the
for it.
laughing, you know. It haunts me in my dreams.
Yeah.
Because I can see her avatar with her hands on her stomach and her head down.
Just laughing at you.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And it's like, if Trevor would just play some Beat Saber with me, I wouldn't have this rivalry, but he won't do it.
It's like that scene in Step Brothers where the kids make them like the white dog shit. Oh, that's funny.
But yeah, so it's become it's like I have to. She pushes me to make me want to beat these songs
Yeah.
on Expert Plus, because we're
Right.
not on Expert, we're on Expert Plus.
So that's harder.
It's super difficult.
Yeah.
It's like some of these songs, like we can't, like Camilla songs, can't even play them on Expert.
Okay.
I don't know how anybody plays them on Expert Plus.
Right.
So it's like,
funny.
yeah, but
that's
it's
hilarious.
also it you know, it's like I use that game to work out, and it's like,
Sure.
so having somebody that I'm like battling, and so a lot of the times it might just be like, but you get a notification that so and so beat your high score, which then makes me go, "Argh!
Yeah.
I need to get back on Beat Saber," and then I beat that high score if it's a song I can beat, which a lot of the songs I can't even get through that she can get through easily. It
Yeah.
seems like, but it's like the songs that I can get through. Then there's like this struggle for the top spot, and it's like,
Yeah.
it's just through notifications where it's like,
Oh, okay.
she'll get a notification that
So yeah, if you never like entered a party, you wouldn't even know.
I would not know. That's what it would be. It would just be a notification.
Right.
Like there's somebody else that I play, who I watch on Twitch, and then we exchanged Oculus ID info, and they're never on when I'm on.
Sure.
But it's like a 27-year-old dude from Britain. That
Why are they all from Britain?
Well, it just so happens that this first person is as
Yeah.
well, but the other person I met in Twitch, and I watch him on Twitch. So like that's where I watch a lot of foreign people on Twitch: Irish, Scottish, and British.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just because
And these are like actual gamers.
these are gamers on Xbox, PC, or
Right.
PlayStation.
So the people I follow on Twitch are all just people from bands that I like Roger from Less Than Jake. I follow him. Devin K from Devin K and the Solutions and Direct Hit. I follow him, and Devin K's are good. He does more than just like the games, but he does like old school games. He was
I
supposed
see.
to be on
Yeah,
this podcast,
I
but
follow a couple people that
hopefully
do
one
old
day he
school,
will.
8-pixel
Yeah. Okay.
side scroller top.
Yeah, he
down.
does. Well, Devin K, he does like, and he talks to people from like bands too while playing video, which is cool.
Yeah.
His is good. I would recommend you watch it.
I don't know. I listen. I watch Salty Savage. He's the guy that like got me.
Does PewDiePie still do shit?
I don't know any like big streamers, because I always looked for people
a
with
big
like
one.
5 viewers.
Yeah.
That's who and when Salty started, he was like on 7 viewers when I jumped in there. This is almost a year ago.
Yeah.
He's now up to like 100 viewers or
How do you
90 viewers.
how do you do that though? How do you like grow? I mean, it's kind of like this
This-
podcast. How do you reach people? I don't even know.
For him, it was just like making sure that you engage with the new people that come into the stream. Like his stream is all about hype. Like I was really kind of depressed when I found his stream, and I was sleeping till like 2 PM, and I would find it when I was up at I would be up until late in the night, and then he's on Scottish time, so that's 6 hours ahead of us. So I'd catch the beginning of it or whatever, and like that got me to the point where I finally was like going to bed early and waking up at 4:30 in the morning so I could see his stream. It got me out, got me on a day schedule, got me out of bed in the morning, and it's like
your health didn't matter.
No, not at that point. When you're in that mentality, that like depressed mentality.
Oh sure, yeah.
But it
you gotta tell me.
it's like the guys that I watch, they're very like community based, hype based, like upbeat. Like, hey, if something's going on, talk about it. The chat room gets behind you. They get behind you. It's all like good vibes and
all 6 of them.
Well, there were 6 viewers when I started on it, but like now his average viewers is up to 60, like 60 or 70.
That's great.
Like I've kind of watched his channel grow, where he's added new all this new shit, which we can't do. That's the thing, we can't do that because we are not a visual
I try to talk
medium.
to people.
Yeah, I'm always throwing out there that people should be emailing us or commenting out there. I commented on somebody's comment back in the day, but I try.
I'd reach out to a lot of people, a lot of bands that I listen to, and
I'm talking about the listeners.
I'm talking about like trying to get interviews.
I would like to know from our listeners if they what do they prefer? Do they prefer the strange brews? Do they prefer the micro brews?
We haven't done strange brews since October.
Well, and we haven't grown. Do they prefer the interviews? Like, what do they want? What do they want out of our podcast? Are they here for the beer critiques, which are just lacking at best?
It's a gimmick.
Or are
we
they
talk about them?
Yeah,
we're really drinking them.
I'm just saying. Are they here for our banter? What are they here for? What do they want more of?
That's a good question. I have no idea.
What's the best way for them to get in contact and just give us a little nudge in the direction that they want us to go?
I mean, even I have ideas. We haven't done a Seltzer Saturday in quite some time because one, my wife's pregnant, and
I won't do it with you because seltzer sucks.
Some seltzers are good.
Some of anything is good, I guess. Some poop smells good, I'm sure.
Do you think?
Mine does.
Smells good?
Yeah.
What? No.
You don't like the smell of your own brand? Ever?
If it doesn't smell, then yeah, it's good. But nobody just likes the smell of their shit. Nobody.
I disagree. I've talked to a lot of people.
What?
Yeah, that their own.
You've talked to a lot of people about this specific subject.
I have actually.
About the specific, I like the way my poo smells.
Yeah. Over other people's, sometimes it smells okay.
It all smells like shit.
You'd think that, but that's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm saying. Sometimes a seltzer's good. Sometimes poop smells good. They're all shit.
That's a poor comparison.
I think it's pretty perfect.
A lot of the breweries we go to make seltzers.
And I disagree with them doing such.
And they're good. They're good.
I don't care.
Low carb, low sugar.
No one should be drinking seltzers.
Why?
Just my opinion. I'm allowed to have it.
No, you're not.
This is how I feel.
Okay.
My feelings are valid.
Yeah, for you.
Yeah.
Not for other people.
I don't care about. Well, I do actually, but not a sociopath.
Okay.
I'm a seltzer sociopath, though. I don't. If you like seltzer, I'm sorry. I'm against you.
Okay. Fair enough. What were we talking about?
I don't fucking remember.
You were talking about poop smelling good.
I'm telling you, there's at least 35% of people listening that are like, he's right. No one talks about it.
Should we? I mean, I've talked about it a lot, and I have the camera now too for the PlayStation, in which you could put on Twitch, right?
Yeah, if you have the camera, yeah.
Yeah, I got the camera. I got you have that USB mic where we could plug it into the PlayStation, right? And we could play games.
I've tried to use that USB mic with the Xbox. It didn't work so well.
Okay.
You're better off using your controller headset mic.
Sure.
Well,
we should do that.
But there's a way. There's a way to use that.
Why not?
There is a way to use that because Salty Savage used a snowball mic.
Yeah.
For when he was first starting. He's not on that anymore. But
well, we should do that because a lot of them have the PC set up where they link the the system through the computer. I don't know how to do that, and
Yeah.
I'm not gonna take the time to learn it either.
I've thought about it, but it's like there's like I hear these guys that I watch because I don't. Salty Savage is the guy I watch the most. Every once in a while, I'll branch off and watch some guys just if I'm bored, or I'll just throw a lurk out there, like where I'll just turn them on and then walk away from it just so that they have a view because they're cool people. But when they start talking about like the logistics of what they're doing, my brain goes numb.
But yeah, I think the downfall of it is like if you're just broadcasting, you can't see the comments, like you can't see any of that.
Well, that's why you said like I can when I because I broadcast. I've got like
You have?
Yeah, I got like 17 followers.
Use our dude. I have a Twitch account called Dudes with Brews.
Oh, really? I
Yeah.
should be doing it on that then.
you
But
should.
Mine's Covert Bert. You know, like
Yeah.
it's actually Covert now because I couldn't remember the passcode for Covert
Jesus
Bert.
Christ.
So
You
I
should
had to
do
reset
it. You
but,
should do it under that one.
But
If you don't have to. It's up to
yeah,
you.
I will if you help me get it set up or send me the passcode and stuff. I'll do.
Yeah, and I promise not to change it.
But it's like Ryan really wanted to start having somebody broadcast when we play at night because we'll be playing and we'll start talking about like crazy stuff like be it politics, philosophy, or it has nothing. It would have nothing to do with
Philosophy?
the gaming. Yeah, like
I was reading Plato the other day, Ryan, and I really noticed that it really aligns with some of the things I believe.
why do you act like it's such? I was reading Plato not too long ago. Like seriously, like it's not a bad thing.
You really?
Yeah. I have a couple Plato
Yeah. I used to use Plato too. I built a lot of things with it.
Yeah. All right, let's move on.
I'm just kidding.
But
You're a sophisticated guy. You're a smart intellectual.
I wouldn't.
I'm
I mean,
not.
honestly, I wouldn't recommend anybody look into philosophy at all because it just shatters your idea of reality. In which case, then you go like, I don't need to do anything for 10 years, and then you're like 35, and you're like, fuck, I'm behind the 8 ball, and I need a career and something to do. And now I believe in things because you only really, even if reality is not real, you still only give one chance at this shit. Whether there's a heaven or a hell, it doesn't matter anymore. Your time is limited, and now I'm running to catch up with all these people that are 15 years ahead of me, and fuck.
What do you mean 15 years ahead of you? Who's 15 years ahead of you? Someone who's 40?
Somebody who's my age but has had ambition for the last 15 years.
What do you mean ambition?
Like
You've
a
had
goal,
other- you've had-
setting a goal for yourself.
You did set a goal and you're gonna fulfill it,
I set a goal a year ago
and you're gonna meet it.
to get to a certain place, but not to get to the end game.
What's the end game?
I mean,
Death?
I should have been writing shit and getting it made.
You wanna-
and
you wanna write-
doing things like that for the last 15 years.
You could still do it.
I'm just saying, the first shit you get out there is gonna suck. You're
What if
supposed
I
to do that in your early 20s.
What if I? Okay, you're no different than I am.
I'm not. But you had a goal and you became a teacher. You got a house. You got a family.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have any of that shit.
So you don't need it.
I'm just saying.
We're different people, but I'm just saying. Like,
I'm just saying. I know the reasons that I didn't do that. It's because I didn't have goals. Like I didn't have ambition or goals. Because there was a period of time where I was like, I really got in this mentality from looking into certain things that somebody even told me, don't look into this shit. It will fuck up your head. Now I'm the guy saying, don't look into this shit. It will fuck up your head. But back then I was the guy going, yeah, I'm just reading up on some interesting stuff. It's not going to change the way I think. Just cut to 6 months to a year later where I'm like, you know what, the sun's going to explode someday and all human history is going to be decimated along with all of
then it means it
humanity.
doesn't matter.
So what the
So it
fuck
doesn't matter.
So what does it matter to try and do anything?
Right. That's fine.
No, because it does matter in the short term. In the long term, yeah, nothing matters. But in the short term, in terms of like what's the word?
Actualization.
That's it. Drew's on the same wavelength as me. I just love Drew. But yeah, in terms of like self-actualization and being happy with the time you have here, it doesn't help to be thinking about things in terms of like the time we have here doesn't matter. It might not be real. What about heaven and hell? What about an afterlife? Fuck it all. Like you only have so much time here. Do something with it. I spent 15 years going.
I'm doing nothing.
You go to school, you raise a family, you teach kids the future of our fucking humanity,
don't
You
teach
make
them
this
about that.
podcast. I mean, you do a ton of shit.
This podcast is nothing though.
You're just not allowing yourself to be happy with any of it. So it's like you take the bad side of both coins. A lot of work, no happiness.
Yeah.
As opposed to the people that go like, there's no point to doing any work and or being happy because happiness doesn't exist and neither does unhappiness.
I'm happy in some regards.
Yeah, you should be. People are envious of your life
No, they're not.
and your beard
Why would they be envious of my life?
because you have a loving wife.
Yeah.
You have soon to be 3 beautiful children.
Yeah.
You have a house
Hopefully the third one's
in
beautiful.
a neighborhood.
good neighborhood.
Considered a good neighborhood
Yeah,
by
for
some.
sure. What do you mean by some?
I'm sure people that live in New York are like, I don't want to live there.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But you've got a good sense of humor. You got a podcast that's got listeners. You got you know, it's so there's people that are envious of you. Homeless people are probably envious of you.
Most people don't know who I am.
But if they see you, when I see you, and if I didn't know you, I'd go, that guy's successful. I want
No.
to be like that.
No.
Look at that haircut.
I just got it today.
Yeah, it's
Your
beautiful.
haircut looks great. Again, without the hat.
I know, no hat. I've been hatless for 2 months.
But now you're wearing 2 hoodies.
I've got a Packer shirt on underneath.
Do you have a jacket too? Or is it
Yeah.
just the 2 hoodies?
Just it's
So
not
you
too.
just
It's,
really-
it's a pullover T-shirt with a hood on it.
So
It's
you're
not,
just really cold?
I tend to wear long sleeve underneath my sweatshirt, and I'm wearing thermal jeans.
Thermal jeans. You know what? This is something I was thinking about the other day, Rob. I don't own a single pair of jeans.
I didn't buy these. These were given to me when I was in Michigan, and I'm glad for it.
But I don't have like jeans. Like I don't have that material. I have these
It's like kind of khaki.
black khakis or just
that's-
regular khakis.
And that's when I buy pants. That's what I go with.
I don't own any jeans.
Those look jean-like.
Kinda. But I don't have like the jean looking ones.
No, you don't.
It's kind of weird, isn't it?
No,
Everyone like
jeans are out
can
of
we-
style.
Yeah, I was gonna say, can we talk about this for a second? Like every like workplace I've ever been to, it's always been like a big deal.
You can't wear jeans.
You can't wear jeans. But and then it's like a celebration on the days that you can wear jeans. On Fridays, if you donate a thing, you can wear jeans. And it's like
All of a sudden, yeah, jeans are safe all of a sudden on casual Fridays.
Yeah, why?
Why,
what's so great about jeans?
You work in a different type of field than me, but like when I was working in factories and stuff, it's like the reason that they told you couldn't wear certain things, I always assumed had to do with like, because if this gets caught in a rotating
You're fucked.
thing, like it's not going to rip away. It's going to suck you into it and then like compress to the point where your calf shoots
Yeah.
out of your foot.
Right. Right. But I just don't get the jean thing. People really love them. People really look
You know what the weird thing is that a teacher in jeans is more approachable by the students.
Is that true?
James Dean would have you believe so.
My experience is you just have to wear nice shoes.
Yeah. Well, we've talked about that.
Somebody told me yesterday, I walked into a room and I just was returning some tests, and they're just like, this is the guy that always packs heat on his feet. And I was just like,
heat on the feet.
I was like, thanks, and then I left.
That's the only pair of shoes I ever feel like I got comments on was my Kevin Taylor 2s.
Yeah.
And they were my favorite shoes in terms of look. It was the Lakais for feel, number one, and then the Kevin Taylors. But the Kevin Taylors, black and white. They're black on the ends with white in the middle. Skate shoes.
Sure.
Things were beautiful.
There's some new skate shoes from Nike that are really nice.
Probably not. Probably
yeah.
not compared to the skate shoes
Yeah.
of the early 2000s.
Maybe.
No,
Maybe.
they don't make fat skate shoes anymore. They make these like little cloth like, oh, we've got new technology where the cloth doesn't rip. I don't
Sure.
care. Give me a shoe that's twice
Some
the size of my foot.
Osiris's.
Yeah.
Those Osiris's.
Osiris's are big, dude. Those storms? Give me those storms, dude.
I remember Osiris's were the big things. I just got my first pair of Adidas the other day
Why?
because they're fucking sweet. They're Stan Smith Adidas, which I like the Stan Smith Adidas because Stan Smith was a big tennis player back in like the 80s, and they made the shoe and that Stan Smith wore, and it had another tennis player's name attached to it, but eventually that went away and then they put Stan Smith on it. But they're Adidas, but they have the 3 stripes, but they're very like
Sure you're not talking about American Dad.
they're blended in. And I got the Toy Story Stan Smiths. They're the Toy Story blue. They got the Pizza Planet on them, and they're fucking awesome. And I love them very much. I like the Stan Smiths a lot. I like them better than Yeezys. Like
What did Shaq wear? Converse? No.
Reebok.
Reebok.
He did.
I kind of want those spiral black and white Reeboks that Shaq wore.
The pumps are coming back.
Man, but like when high top skate shoes started coming out, like I was like
the Blazers, those are pretty popular for
I
skating.
like the high top skate shoes.
Well,
personally.
that's like the Nike Dunks now. Our Nike Dunks are and Jordan 1s are essentially they're kind of the same thing, but Nike Dunks don't have the Airman logo on them and everything. But they're still a sought after shoe. And the reason they're so popular is because one, you can play basketball in them. Two, they're very like a lot of skateboarders wear Nike Dunks. Because they have that fit to them, that look to them like a skate shoe, and they have the they have the circles on the bottom. So a lot of skaters gravitate towards the Jordan 1s or toward the
and
Nike
to me,
Dunks.
it's
they're
like,
impossible to get though because the bots.
It honestly, I would never like the skate shoes for me. It's like it doesn't really matter. I just don't want a skate shoe that's going to get destroyed instantaneously.
Dunks won't.
Like because I used to skate in Walmart special basketball shoes.
Yeah.
And they would come apart pretty quick.
I always tried to like. I wore a lot of DCs.
Yeah, I needed like big Lakai's back before Eric Costin got on Lakai.
Mm-hmm.
Those Lakai's were my favorite. Were good skate shoes. Osiris, I always liked Osiris, but I never.
Etnies, those were really popular. Remember those?
Yeah, Etnies were popular. Ace was popular. There were a lot, but it's like.
I had some solid.
Honestly, I never. There was a long time where I didn't even buy skate shoes. I bought just cheap Kohl's shoes or because there was.
Those worked for you. You were good at skating.
There was a while where I was wearing two different shoes because one of them would be ripped up, so I would find a. There was actually a while where I would cut pieces out of my old shoes and sew them over the spots. Like so, I would have like a blue shoe with like white material on the toe and white material on the heel where I'd broken through the shoe. Yeah, I used to do science experiments with shoes.
Well, you were really good at skating.
No.
Yes, you were.
No.
You were sponsored by the local organization that sold drugs, but you didn't know that until later.
That's true.
But still, Elephant.
You
know what that building is now? It's a dog adoption place.
Yeah, they're still selling crack out the back.
I
think so. Yeah, I think so.
No, man, you were good. You were really good.
I think I'm better now than I was then.
Yeah. I can't do shit.
I've got more tricks, except for like when I was able to like 360 flip down like four sets and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a while when I had my 360 flip on lock. There was a while when I had switch hard flips on lock. I can't do any of that stuff.
I couldn't really do much. I could do. My biggest obstacle. I would land the kick flips, but with one foot.
That's not landing. I'm sorry to say.
I couldn't get
on 1 foot rolling.
No,
the other foot?
I wish.
No, okay.
I couldn't.
Could you heel flip?
No.
You might have been a heel flip guy. I'm a heel flip guy.
But and my problem was like when I would do like shove-its, I would always twist my body with it.
Yep.
Instead of just like standing still, maneuvering the board, and eventually I got the shove-it. I got the pop shove-it down. I could board slide. I could 50-50. I could do stuff like that, but I was never like you, like where you're doing like fucking hard flips or 360 flips and all that kind of stuff. And I was intimidated to go to the skate. I broke my wrist at the skate park.
Broke my leg at the skate park.
Wow. I broke it skating.
Somebody broke my leg.
Somebody broke your leg at the skate park.
But I mean, I know.
I dropped in the half pipe.
See, that is something that is amazing to me. That half pipe over there is scary.
Insane.
Scary.
Yeah.
It's like an X Games half pipe.
It is. It's crazy.
And it's not. But it's not up to code.
No, not at all. It's a deep, like fucking drop.
When I went out to, when I was up in Michigan, I went to that Marquette skate park, and I dropped in there, and I was like, I can drop in. That's been a long. I remember there's a church over on National that had a half pipe in the back.
Yeah, I went to that,
and that's
for
where
a while it had a hole in it.
Yeah,
and then they fixed it.
That's where I learned how to
drop in.
That's where I learned how to drop in. That's where I learned how to do a fakie tail stall. And then everything else that I did was just spins, just turning on one wheel, just pivots. I was so scared of vert.
I learned how to drop in. So I was in 5th grade when I dropped in and broke my wrist. The skateboard, 5th grade. Wow.
All over me. I saved the carpet though.
And then it wasn't until later in high school I kind of got back into skateboarding with Josh and Matt. And we went one day. We spent the day going to like random ass skate parks in the state. So like, well, not this whole state.
Four Seasons.
No, we went to like Plymouth.
Okay, Nina. Did you go to Nina?
I don't know if
One of my favorite unknown skate parks was Nina Menasha.
There was one that was all metal, and that's where. And then he had they had like a mini ramp, and that's where I learned how to drop in.
See, and mini ramps are super fun. To like Oshkosh has got like some cool a little cool mini ramp. The old Oshkosh skate parks, they've updated everything there, and it's kind of whatever.
Yeah,
but,
I couldn't do it now. There's no way.
That's the one thing that I will give myself in terms of skateboarding is like, I always skated things differently than the people around me were skating them.
Mm-hmm.
Like we used to, and that was always kind of a point of pride internally. I know this is probably the first time I've expressed it, but it's like. I always felt kind of cool when people go, "Oh man, I didn't think about skating it that way."
Yeah.
But when it came to traditional like skating, I was not very good.
What's your footing?
I'm goofy footed.
Was it Mongo?
That's not footing. That's how you push. So you were a front foot pusher. That's Mongo.
Yeah.
I was a back foot pusher. No matter what, I skated a lot of switch though. Like when I was in my best, even now still I skate switch a lot.
What's goofy? What is it?
Goofy is left foot back. Right foot forward.
I push with my left foot forward.
Yeah, so you're a regular Mongo.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to be somebody that skated switch Mongo regular, and when I skated goofy, I would skate with my back foot, but I always pushed with my back foot. Always.
I think it'd be better to push with your back foot.
It is. You're supposed to, but for some reason, I always thought it was cool when people were like, when they skated switch, they would also push Mongo.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that was just ridiculous. You always push with your back foot, so that's what I did.
I never did.
But
I always pushed, yeah, and maybe that's some of my struggles was.
But if you're pushing back foot, I'll say this: there's a lot of times where I would be trying to get a lot of speed, and you're pushing like back foot,
yeah,
and you would hit your back wheel with your foot.
Oh,
if you're paying attention to where you're going and not
Yeah.
what you're doing, kind of, and that kicks the back of the board out.
Yeah,
It's a painful fall.
Sure.
It's a painful fall.
Yeah,
Because you don't expect to kick your own board
Right.
out from underneath you, but I've done it.
I haven't been on a skateboard in a hot second, but
I've skated recently. I broke 2 boards recently.
yeah.
Yeah, me and Mike skated maybe a month ago, maybe a month and a
Where?
half ago, out at his band room. He's got like a big.
Yeah, he still has that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
On Brook?
No. This
Oh.
is out in Wacusta, where the old skate park used to be, where I broke my foot.
Okay.
Which that I actually broke my foot. I was trying to ollie over off of like a 8-foot quarter pipe over a 4-foot quarter pipe to the flat, and hit a crack. Right, like there was like a crack in the between the 2 quarters that I was riding on the deck of, and the board just didn't come with me.
Okay.
Came down on my foot and broke it. But now there's no ramps in there, and it's just an open space. So we were out there, and I broke a board doing a frontside half cab heel flip, and I don't even remember what I broke the board doing the second trick, but broke 2 boards in one night.
Look at you.
Yeah, I still got it.
Real guy.
See, I swear I landed on the trucks, but apparently not, because that's not how boards break.
Right.
So I drank the hell out of this.
Good. We drank 3 Sheeps Brewing Untethered, a double IPA featuring Incognito Citra hops, and it says the sky's the limit on there. It is. I love 3 Sheeps. It's a really cool place.
3 Sheeps has good beers, yeah.
Yeah, and it's a. Have you ever been there?
I have.
I love it. It's a good place. Okay. Well, we say drink it. It was tasty. Rob, you got places to be, I think.
Yeah, I got stuff to do today.
So next week is another debate episode.
A little debate episode.
We do. We're entering the beverage world.
Yes.
And if you like the debate episodes, you can let us know, and we can do more. I'm sure there's some things that we have opposing views on.
Yeah, give us some topics that you want debated. Maybe we're on the opposite side of it.
Yeah. So let us know. Hopefully, we'll see how things go today, but maybe we'll do. Chris and I have plans, and maybe I still got to see the new Scream movie, so maybe we'll see that. And outside of that, hit us up on Twitter at Dudes on a Porch. You can email us at dudesonaporch@gmail.com. You can follow us on Facebook, Dudes with Brews on a Porch. We're on Instagram. we're on all that stuff, and maybe one day we'll be on a Twitch channel if I get less busy or figure out how it actually works. So I don't know. I could be talking to a lot of people. I could be talking to nobody. It doesn't matter.
Pew pew audio. Goodbye, everyone.